Hey, welcome back to Infinite Realms. This is Robert, and today I am reviewing, of all things, retro-carded, armored Daredevil. This is a figure I think a lot of people didn't expect, didn't understand, didn't know about. This armor was only worn for a very, very brief time. And it was around issue 300, and it made sense. I kind of liked it myself. I know people didn't, but I did. I really kind of dug it. So it was a cool costume. I understand why Daredevil didn't keep it. I do think the Netflix TV show did copy some design from this one to Daredevil's suit, which I thought was pretty cool. And I like a lot of the elements of this suit. I don't know why it didn't last longer. I thought it was a cool look for Daredevil. And anyway, so let's get him out and just take a look at him. And of course he has a swappable Matt Murdock head. Now, if you remember back with my review of the original look of Daredevil, I said the head wasn't there, and this is why, because I had this head coming. And I knew that. I mean, I knew this one was on the way, so I wasn't too worried about it. It's the same exact head. And I just, again, really dig this version of Daredevil. Now, the red is my ultimate. That one on the secondhand market is commanding a hefty price, so I'm hoping somebody at Hasbro recognizes the need for another red Daredevil and gives us one. You know, he's not pinless, but hey, the pins aren't too bad. At least there's that, right? I mean, they're kind of deep. They're, you know, it's small pins and they blend in well. So I'm not worried about not having pinless. I really love the fact that you can change the gauntlets and it would be like, you know, if you pulled the billy club. And, you know, that's a nice touch. I could see it working better if you could just pull the billy club, but, you know, I can see why they did it this way. I mean, it is a more efficient way to have that. And, it works better, I think. You know, I think engineering something where you pull it off the forearm would not necessarily work as good as we want to think it will work. So I'm pretty good with that. This Daredevil can get in some pretty good poses, as Daredevil should. I mean, he's Daredevil, for crying out loud. He should be pretty flexible. I mean, the armor might hinder him a little bit, but not so much that, you know, it should really affect him too badly. The sheen on the armor is great. The paint is great. I mean, it just looks so cool. I love it. Absolutely love it. This is, you know, to me, Daredevil has three looks: the yellow look, the red look, and this. And I know he's had other looks, but to me, those are the three important ones. And this one is probably more important in my mind than most people's, because again, I do have some fond memories of that run. I don't know why they ever got rid of this armor, to be perfectly honest. I just don't. I mean, I just thought it was a cool looking suit and had a lot of functionality to it. So, it's on a retro card. People were confused about that because why Daredevil never wore this in the animated series. And again, I'll point out, you know, I never actually called it the animated series. There were stuff lifted from the animation into that toy line. That is true. There's also stuff that wasn't in the animated series that was in that toy line. So take that as you will. I mean, you know, I've had people argue with me on that one. I'm not really worried about arguing about it. You know, just know what it is. And I mean, I challenge you to point out anyone who was involved in that line to call it the animated line. I've never heard anyone involved in it to call it that. Just what I'm going to keep saying for a long time until I hear somebody who was involved in that line call it that. And, you know, I like this armored look. For some comparison, you gotta put up Armored Spidey, of course, who also appeared in the toy line long before he appeared in the cartoon. He actually popped up in the cartoon much later as a more Tony Stark-esque version of Spider-Man who had suit armor. And, you know, for some more comparison, There you go with the original Daredevil, which looks cool, and Wolverine. Because, you know, I like going out that Wolverine any chance I get. Love that Wolverine. That Wolverine is so cool. And, you know, it's the best of the animated lines, probably the best of all lines. You know, it's probably one of the best of the year, in my opinion. So, that is going to wrap it up. Rating, I will give this 4.5 stars. This is a really good figure. I think if it was pinless, I would probably give it 5. But, you know, I mean, everything can't be pinless. And, I mean, there's plenty of work here that's new on the legs, especially. I mean, it's new stuff. So, I mean, you get plenty of new sculpt here, along with a really cool figure that represents a time of Daredevil I really thought was pretty good. I mean, again, my opinion, my thoughts. I thought it was pretty good run. Okay, gonna wrap it up for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hey, be safe out there.